I thoroughly enjoyed Bart the Cool Kid. This is the 15th episode of the 33rd season of The Simpsons. This is directed by Stephen Dean Moore, and it starts off with Bart desperate for this pair of sneakers. And Homer waits in line, gets him these sneakers, but something goes wrong. And I won't say any more than that at the moment. I will, with a spoiler warning, explain exactly what happens to the sneakers. But the episode is basically about, well, first of all, it's about fashion. And secondly, it's about ageism. As we have a lot of the older characters, basically adults, wearing a lot of this really cool clothing, and Bart and the other kids not being okay with that. And it asks the question, should older people be allowed to wear fashion? Of course, the answer to that is yes, they should. But this episode helps to highlight that if something is seen to be cool by an older person, and when I say older person, I do literally just mean somebody over the age of 18, to younger people, it might suddenly mean, well, that clothing cannot be cool, so I can't wear it. And I kind of feel like this is the fashion industry's fault more than anything else. But also, I feel like a lot of it is down to personal taste. So it's a bit of both. I think some of it is about children just not wanting to wear the same things as their parents, but also the fashion industry very much saying, if you're older, you can't dress cool, which is nonsense. So the narrative, I think, works really well. I'll talk about it more in a moment with a spoiler warning. But the thing that really appealed to me the most is the animation. There are so many things in this that I love. We get to see something called the Pants Kid Shimmy, which is a dance that happens as a result of something that happens to Bart, and I just loved how that was done. We get to see the sneaker designing process, which was awesome, and Homer's wearing a hoodie at one point. There are so many different garments in this, and they clearly had so much fun creating these designs and these styles and patterns. Visually, it's awesome. It works so well. I found that I didn't want to take my eyes away from it. It was just beautiful, really beautiful to look at. Now, the narrative might not have appealed to me. I'm not into fashion, I'm not into sneakers, I'm not into skateboarding, which also features, but honestly, it worked so well, and I really enjoyed it. It also looks at, well, with a spoiler warning now, I guess I'll discuss the other things that it explores and certain things that happen. So, spoilers from now. To sum up briefly before that, it's an amazing episode. So, spoilers for the narrative from this point on. And the other topic that it explores, of course, is counterfeit. And the fact that you may think you look cool in your counterfeit products, but the quality is not going to be the same. And they might not disintegrate quite the way Bart's did, but the idea of having a knockoff filled with, what was it, newspapers and bandages, if I remember, makes me feel sick. So it's definitely a warning message about why you shouldn't buy counterfeit, or one of the many reasons why you shouldn't buy counterfeit, because nobody wants that at all. And we also have some other great messages, of course, about lying to your son, which Homer did, and it got Bart into a very embarrassing situation, but that did give us the Pants Kid Shimmy, which I have to say looked rather awesome. Very well animated episode. We also have this random, it makes sense within the context of the episode, but it feels a bit random when we went into the Museum of Aviation History. And we got to see this, and I thought that was so beautifully animated as well. There's so much detail in this, and I adored it. I think it might be one of my favourite episodes of season 33. Maybe not of all time, but certainly from this season, one of the best. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. It's currently got 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb across 648 reviews and ratings. It's not an amazing overall score, but it's not too bad. I would rate it a little bit higher than that. Really thoroughly enjoyed it. Bart the Cool Kid is a pretty cool episode.